Well, hello there, KingdomPreneurs. How are you doing? We're on day 5 of 30 days of pulling energy to create the space you desire to build your future, basically. And today we want to talk about, on day 5, being you. By the way, I am Satella DeVeaux. I am a KingdomPreneur, spiritual entrepreneur who works with creative and spiritual entrepreneurs, small business and enterprise owners to facilitate them in coming into their purpose and who they are truly meant to be and showing up in a big way in the world to do that. And so today we're going to talk about being you. And if you're going to be you, you have to be your authentic and truest self. And the only way that you're going to do that is if you know who you really are and why you're here. Now, I want to say up front, well, let me give you this first. In Psalms 139 and 16, it says this, and I want to read it here. It says, Yahweh, that is the Lord God, saw your unformed substance, your body, and all the days of your appointed time in this reality on this earth are written in that book. So your eternal state really is that of a light being. So you being you means that you have to return to your original state in order to be you. Now let me be clear here. I am in no way speaking about religion, because I'm so far removed from religion, it just doesn't even compute. Because when Yeshua came preaching and teaching the message of the kingdom of the Creator, which is Yahweh, he never joined with any of the synagogues of his day. Not one religious body did he connect himself with. But he said, he came telling a message that it was time for us, the eternal beings that we are, to return back to the kingdom of Yahweh. And if you're ever going to be you, to be the authentic you, who you were meant to be in this world, it will never happen until you reconnect back to. Now, a lot of people like to say reconnect back to the source, reconnect with the universe, with Mother Earth, and all of these different things. What I'm telling you is every one of those things that was just listed was made by the Creator. So the universe cannot restore you to your original state or you being who you were meant to be. The source, yes, can, but if you know who the source is, if you're calling the source the universe, you're so far removed. Because let me explain something to you here. The earth is in the world, and the world is in the universe is in the cosmos, and the cosmos is in the kingdom of the Creator, Yahweh. And the Creator put himself and the kingdom inside of you. And he sent his Son to give you a message of how to return back to being aligned and connected to the kingdom in order to fulfill the purpose that you came to this earth for. So if you're going to be you, then this is what you need to be reconnected to. So if you're going to create space, and if you're going to be and operate in the desires of your heart, for you to understand what the desires of your heart are, you have to be connected back to where you originally came from. And so I just had to put that out there. So being you, do you have any idea of how expansive you are? You are a light being. You are an eternal being, and you're contained, your true self is contained in this body. Yes? You are so expansive. I can't even begin to express how expansive, that's my phone, I thought I turned it off, how expansive you are. And let me say this to you. I want to read this because I don't want to mess it up. You are an eternal being. And guess what? You have a soul scroll mission and purpose. That is why you're here. And your mission has everything in it that you need to do and be. This is why you find people who are successful. They have made the 6 figures, 7 figures, and 10 figures, multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires. And you know what? They come around and they say to people like myself, something is still missing out of my life. I've done all of these things. I've accomplished all of these things. And yet, I've created for myself this utopia, this little world, this little empire. And yet I still feel disconnected. Yet I still feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. The reason that they have that feeling, and the reason that you have that feeling, and I had that feeling, is that we were disconnected. Okay? And so your soul mission has written in it. I just read it to you from Psalms 139 and 16. Your whole substance, everything about you, is encoded with what you came to this earth to do. You made a contract, a soul contract with the Creator to come into the earth and do a particular thing, or a number of particular things, because over the span of a lifetime, your mission of you being you in the world and accomplishing what you were sent here to do. And this is why you can be a successful lawyer, you could be a doctor, you can create an enterprise or a successful enterprise. You could be a teacher, you could be a stay-at-home mom. But if that was not connected to why you came here, you always have this feeling of disconnectivity, of a lack of fulfillment or an incompleteness. You have a good wife, you have a good husband, you have a great family, and you should be extremely happy that something is still missing. And other teachers out there, spiritual teachers, will say, you know, you need to get connected to Source. That's all I'm saying to you, that you need to get connected. But I'm telling you, the Source is Yahweh. And that's who you need to be connected to. Because if you're going to be your authentic self, if you're going to be you in the world, let me tell you, it's just not going to happen unless you return back to the origins of who you were meant to be. So being you, being your truest, authentic self, happens when you reconnect back to the Creator, the Source, which is Yahweh. Stop trying to be what most people want you to be. A lot of people will tell you, oh, you don't need that, or you don't need to be connected back to that. Well, you can listen to them and stay incomplete and not be your truest self. You just cannot be your truest self without being connected to the Creator. And the Creator, as I said, is Yahweh. So you can listen to the opinions of others, you can follow them or what have you, and you're listening to me. You can respond to what I'm saying or you cannot respond to it. Okay? So being you means that you honor the soul contract that you made with the Creator, Yahweh, in the beginning, on the other side of the vortex, you know. Abraham Hicks would say, you know, get into the vortex and connect to the source and connect to the creator. Well, this is who it is. So the question I beg of you now becomes, what are you willing to be the truest and highest expression and existence of yourself? Because when you tap into that, you are an incredible energetic being of light. The Father is light. The Son is light. You're made in the image of the Father and the Son, so you are light. And he says, let your light shine. Let your light shine into the world, because when you become you, when you be you, who you are truly meant to be, that person that you were in the beginning, when you be that person, there is a magnetism of attraction that comes upon you that draws the people who need to hear what you have to say. You see, there's some people who are going to hear this and they're going to turn away. There's some people who are going to hear this and it's going to resonate with them, because they're going to say, you know, I've tried this self-development program. I've tried this self-help program. I've tried doing it my own way. I've gone to this conference. I've gone to the next conference. I've gone to this self-help guru. I've gone to this next person, and it still hasn't worked for me. And the reason that it hasn't worked is because the key component of you being you is missing. And I'm giving you the key. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom to get in today so that you can be reconnected. You already know what I'm saying are true, because you're trying to connect to the universe. The universe was made by the Creator, so it can't help you. Oh, you can pull things out of the universe. You can, you know, take the sun and make solar energy and create a business there, or you can take minerals out of the earth and, you know, repurpose them and reshape them and sell them as jewels of diamonds and rubies and gold and silver. Yes, the universe is beneficial to you, because it tells us in Romans chapter 8 that the whole creation is groaning for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. Sons there as a title, is not a gender specific. It's a title like a doctor or a lawyer. So in other words, it's waiting for the awakening of you being you to take place. And that only happens when you reconnect. This longing, this desire that you have in your heart to reconnect back to the Father, to reconnect back to the Son, and you may not have known all of that. Some of what I'm saying might be new to you, but this is that longing and desire that's in your heart. This is that longing and desire that you are seeking after. This is that longing and desire that is pushing you, yes, to come to be your truest self. And you cannot be that unless you return to the connectivity of embracing that inner truth. And this is what the scripture says, that Christ in you, the hope of glory. Why is it a hope of glory? Because if you ever awaken to that reality, if you ever awaken to that truth, there is no stopping you. There is no holding you back. There is no limitations on you. So being you is embracing your true inner self. Being you means you are the leader of you first. Because in the process of being you, you have to go through this awakening. You have to go through this connectivity of coming back into relationship with the Father and the Son. And as you do that, you awaken to the realities of your soul contract that you've made with the Father and the Son on the other side of the veil, as it were, in the vortex. You see, there's terminologies that can be used. I can preach this message to you without ever mentioning the Father or the Son, but then I would not be being true to myself. And the persons who are drawn to what I'm sharing and what I'm teaching, this is going to resonate with them. Some of you, you're going to listen to this and you're going to turn away. Some of you might have turned away already. Others of you are going to listen to this and you're not going to respond. Others of you will listen to this and you will say, you know what? I think this is the missing piece for me. This is what I need. So I'm welcoming you to stay along for the rest of the 30 days. Because if you've tried everything else, why not try this? And so being you means that you become the leader of yourself. And when you become the leader of yourself, when you take ownership of yourself, your choices that you've made and the choices that you will make, and the most important choice you're asking of yourself right now, because if you're at a place where you're trying to find out, what does it really mean for me to be me? What does being you, being me really mean? And I'm telling you now what it is. The question now becomes, do you have the courage to take that step and follow it out? Being you means, as I said, you are the leader of you first. It means that you get in touch with what is written about you. We just read it at the beginning. Everything concerning you is already written. It's in your DNA. It's in your code. It's encoded in there. And right now, it's like the shattering of the lights are taking place because that revelation, that truth, is trying to get out. And as it is trying to get out, it's causing you to seek. What does it mean to be me? What does it mean to be my authentic self? I am not contented. I am dissatisfied. Some of you, it's from a place of struggle. Some of you, it's from a place of contentment or from a place of physical and material abundance. But in your soul, there's a vast emptiness. There's a vacancy. And there's a flickering of the lights. I'm telling you, if you make that connection, the lights will come on. And you will know who the real you is. I know that's bad English, but you will know who the real you is. So you have to make a choice. To be courageous, you have to make a choice to follow this awareness that has brought you to this place, to this page, to this space, to hear this understanding. I'll tell you this. The grave is filled with people who never stepped into their light. The grave is filled with people who knew that there was something more for them to be, knew that there was something that they were meant to do, and they didn't have the courage to do it. Maybe they came from a background where anything having to do with spirituality or religion was shunned upon. And so they didn't have the courage to step up and step into their light, step up into their brilliance, and be themselves. But if you have stayed to this point, you have the courage. You have the courage. And so I'm asking you to take that next step. I'm asking you to explore and to take that next step. Take the hand of the Son that leads you to the Father. There are many people trying to get to the Father without going through the door of the Son. You see, if you're listening about energy pulls, you are in the zone to hear what I'm saying. Yeshua, whom many people call Jesus, is the door, the access point to the Father. the creator of the cosmos, the universe, the planets, the worlds, the earth, and you and me. And the mystery is that he put himself inside of us. And that's that flashing that's going on the inside of you, that igniting that's taking place on the inside of you, that is calling you to awaken to your true identity as a son of the kingdom of Yahweh. Do you have the courage to take that further step? I'm inviting you to say yes, and that's all you have to do. Yes, I reconnect to the Father through the door of the Son, through the vortex of the Son, through the gateway of the Son, through the pathway of the Son. However terminology that you want to phrase it, if you do not come through that door of the Son, he says that you're a thief and you're coming from another direction. And you might have some success because you can learn to do the energy pulls. You can learn to tap into the energy that's inside of you. You are a powerful being. Do you understand that? You are powerful. Your voice has the capacity to transform and transmute anything in your world. If you are single-minded, if you are mindful in your mindset, if your paradigm is fixed upon what you want to do, and you speak it as a light being, as a being made in the image of the Creator, you carry the signature, the DNA of the Father that allows you to create. So yes, can you create space for anything that you want to do? Absolutely. But there is a saying, and most of us know it: what does it profit a man? And that word there, man, means humanity. What does it profit humanity to gain everything material, everything of pleasure, and at the end of their allotted time to lose their soul, that beautiful soul that was filled with light? So I would like you on day 5 to be extremely mindful. I would like you to accept that invitation. All it requires from you is a yes. And you want to talk about infinite, limitless possibilities? Reconnect to the Father through the Son. It will be mind-blowing. I can promise you that. And so this was a little bit different tonight, but I'm following the awareness. I'm following the synchronicities that the prompting of the heart led me to speak to you this way tonight. Receive it, because this is what you're searching for. To be you means to unlock your scroll, unlock that book that has everything concerning about you written in it. It has all of the resources, all of the people that you're supposed to connect with. There is a joy in living out of your scroll. It takes all the pressure and the stress off. Am I telling you that you won't have resistance in life? No. Am I telling you that you won't have problems that come your way? No. But I am telling you, because if you're returning to the Father and being connected back to the Son, you will have all of the resources of the kingdom of Yahweh to assist you and to help you. to fulfill your purpose. Your purpose of you being you is waiting on you. And I say that so sincerely tonight because I sense in my spirit right now that I'm speaking to somebody, that I'm speaking to someone who you said, if you don't tell me why I'm here and what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm going to check out. And he says, I just answered you. You are made in the image of the Father and of the Son. And he's calling you right now to return home, not in a casket, but alive and well and functioning in this world, living out of your purpose, your soul's mission, the reason that you came to this earth. And I'm so excited for you. I am so happy and filled with joy to help you to step into that reality. Because boy, can I tell you, are you going to have a ride? And so I just want to thank you and leave you with that. And I'll see you for tomorrow on day 6, where we'll talk some more. Good night, KingdomPreneurs. And good night to you, my fellow believer, because I know that you received this message because it was what you were asking for. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.